Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of MEDA Economic Development Week tribute videos. We're so glad that you could join us. As you know, we have extended our tribute to economic development for 10 weeks, celebrating different industry sectors and the work that we do in economic development throughout those 10 weeks. And so we are very excited today to welcome Fabian Walters with Miles and Stockbridge to talk a little bit with us about real estate and how Miles and Stockbridge and real estate and economic development all connect together. So welcome, Fabian. It's great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to speak on behalf of Miles and Stockbridge.
Great. So we have just a few questions for you today. And I think the big one is, how do you work with commercial real estate and then also the economic development community in your role at Miles and Stockbridge?
Okay. So I am a partner in the public finance practice group here at Miles and Stockbridge. And my practice focuses on taxable and tax-exempt obligations and bonds issued to finance office parks, residential housing, affordable housing, sewer lines, sometimes we do student housing facilities, and then we do commercial development through the TIF bonds and the special tax and district bonds. So there's a retail aspect with that. Through the tax increment financing and special tax and district financing, we work with local jurisdictions, borrowers, developers, and the banks in order to just move a transaction along. In addition to those types of transactions, we do a lot of commercial lending, revenue bonds. So typically that's seen with hospitals when they're trying to redevelop space. And then we do just your basic community development. We work with LIHTC, our low LIHTC financing in affordable housing in order to get different communities updated and renovated.
Yeah, great. So all really important parts of what we do in economic development with financing commercial real estate and providing those important kind of public sector tools to help get projects off the ground. That's great. So Fabian, tell us, obviously this has been a really different year for all of us, and lots of us are working from home now. How have things changed for you and at Miles and Stockbridge during COVID?
So some of the major changes would be just our interactions with our clients. We're having a lot less in-person meetings. So a lot of things are done virtually, and doing things virtually presents certain legal questions and problems as far as whether you're using electronic signatures, DocuSign, even recording documents. You have a deed, and when it's recorded and if the courts are open and closed, and things can actually be filed. So COVID has definitely impacted the way we do business, and it's affected our clients and the type of business that we're doing with our clients. So that would be the gist of how COVID has affected us. In addition to that, we've seen more and more because of COVID, clients using lines of credit or applying for lines of credit. We've seen in the commercial space that outdoor malls are doing better versus indoor malls. We're seeing a lot. We're still seeing from pre-COVID, there was a move that old office space was being renovated and turned into apartments, and that's still happening. But obviously, with landlords facing higher vacancy rates, both commercial and multifamily, there is that challenge to that.
Absolutely. Are you still seeing, from a project perspective, is it steady in terms of the work that's coming in? Are you seeing any changes in terms of workflow and deal flow?
We've been pretty busy. So Miles and Stockbridge is one of the largest firms in the state. We have a footprint in Virginia and DC. So our public finance real estate development group is pretty large. We pretty much have our hands in most of the transactions and large deals that happen in the state. So we've been pretty busy.
Yeah, great. Well, that bodes well, I think, for the work that we do, knowing that that is still keeping you busy.
Right.
So as you think about the future then, and what the future of commercial real estate might look like in Maryland, what are your thoughts on that?
I think the work from home phenomenon will change future leases for corporations and companies. I think we're going to see people lease less square footage, allow for flexible 3 days a week, and also that you may have employees that work at a Maryland company, but they live in New York or they live in South Carolina. So I think the footage of new leases could be changing. Again, there's the conversion of old office buildings into apartments. And I think there's going to be a challenge with multifamily housing communities, just with putting safety over profit. So it's a balance. A lot when you walk into Miles and Stockbridge, we have to wear a mask. There's certain sanitizing stations. So the effects of COVID for next year, we'll see some of the ramifications and how companies and businesses and landlords have to prepare their buildings and keep them safe.
Yeah. Do you see the market still being supportive of new commercial development into the future, even given some of the changes and the pressure on office lease space, perhaps? But
yeah, I mean, I think there's still a need for there's still a lot of brick and mortar developments happening in cities, and we see a lot of it also in Northern Virginia. I think the office space, lease space may be a little challenging going forward, but I think the commercial lease space, the new grocery stores, Amazon moving to Northern Virginia, I think, so warehouse space and the companies that are going to come up to around the DMV area because of Amazon, I think would have a positive impact on just commercial space in general.
Yeah, great. That's good to hear. So what would you like our economic development community to know about your organization?
Just that, being one of the larger firms in the state, we have over 250 attorneys. We handle every aspect of a real estate transaction from, we have a land use group, so we can handle historical preservation issues. We have a team that works exclusively with developers. We have a team like myself that we do the financing and we do the real estate aspect. So we can definitely handle most of the needs of our clients. And we also do seminars and webinars giving updates on changes in law. So with COVID, a lot of issues with contracts and pandemic outs. So, if a construction company cannot finish a contract, what are their outs? Or landlord-tenant law, a lot of tenants are unable to pay their debt, and that obviously affects the landlords. So we handle from A to Z as far as real estate and economic development.
You mentioned webinars. Is there a place where if people are interested in listening in on some of those webinars or educational events that they could go to find more information on that?
Yes, I would suggest just going to our website. It's mslaw.com, and there's a tab that has our events, and you can sign up for an event. And once you're on our list, you typically would get updates reminding you of our future events.
Okay, great. And how can people contact you, Fabian?
I can be reached by phone or email. My phone number is 410-385-3585. And my email address is fwalters@milesandstockbridge.com. Or you can also find me by going to the Miles and Stockbridge website.
Okay, great. We really appreciate you being here today and all of the support from Miles and Stockbridge, both for MEDA and for the work that we do and in economic development and commercial real estate across Maryland. So thank you so much for joining us. And thanks to everyone for tuning in and joining us for this discussion on real estate with Miles and Stockbridge. I encourage you to visit the MEDA website to learn more about economic development in Maryland. That's medamd.com, or check out our YouTube channel to view more videos like this, looking at our 10-week tribute to economic development. Thanks so much.